It's all about truth. All of it. Every single thing. All boils down to the truth. We all want truth. The truth will set you free. All right, welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. This is Press for Truth Live. I am your host, Dan Dix. Today is Tuesday, January the 19th, 2016. We are now literally less than 1 month away from the second annual Anarchapulco conference that is coming up very soon in Mexico. This, of course, is put on by the dollar vigilante Jeff Berwick, and it is the world's largest meeting of the minds of ANCAPs and like-minded people coming into Mexico. And the very second one is coming up very soon. I'm very excited today. We're going to be talking all things Anarchapulco. In fact, I'll show you from the anarchapulco.com website. I'll just read the write-up on what exactly this conference is all about. What is Anarchapulco? Anarchapulco is the world's first and largest International Anarcho-Capitalist, or ANCAP, conference. Held yearly in Acapulco, ANCAPs from around the world gravitate to Mexico for 3 days of speeches, presentations, panels and debates, musical acts and parties and networking, with the intention of creating a freer world and 7 billion governments on Earth. And that, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is a fantastic concept on its own right there. 7 billion individual governments, of course, as opposed to one giant monopolistic umbrella of a government, this new world order system we're essentially fighting. Now, there seems to be misconceptions here and there with the word anarchy or this concept of what an ANCAP is. And a lot of people often ask me where I lie politically and, how I identify as myself or what I would label myself as. And most of you who know me know that I don't really subscribe to any labels. But if you had to put me in any kind of a category, ANCAP would probably be where I more so fall in line. So this is something that resonates with me. So today we're going to be talking about all of this, so I want to give you a little taste of what can be expected at this year's 2016 conference. So we're going to go now to a video from the anarchapulco.com website showing a little bit about who the speakers are lined up for this year's conference and what you can expect coming here from Anarchapulco in 2016.
I wanna dance by water beneath the Mexican sky, drink some margaritas by a string of blue lights, listen to the mariachi play at midnight. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Coming this February 19th to 21st in Acapulco, Mexico, the most irreverent freedom conference on Earth returns. Anarchapulco, the world's first and largest anarcho-capitalist conference, is back. And this time, it is going to be fucking insane. Leaders from the freedom movement worldwide descend onto the beautiful beaches of Acapulco to create a new, better world, free of the state, and have a lot of fun. Top speakers include Larkin Rose, Mr. Libertarian Walter Block, Adam Kokesh, Breitbart's Milo Yiannopoulos, We Are Change's Luke Rudkowski, Ken O'Keefe, The Bitcoin Jesus Roger Ver, Mark Victor, The Never Get Busted Crew's Barry Cooper, Max Egan, Zen Gardner, the President of Liberland, Vít Jedlička, Lauren Rumpler, Dana Martin, the Dragon Anarchist, Amanda Rockwitz, and of course, the dollar vigilante, Jeff Berwick. Headline musical acts Elias Clay and L. Dixon. Also, surrounding the conference dates, educational and informative workshops and summits, including the Anarchapulco Entrepreneurship Bootcamp, the Dollar Vigilante Internationalization and Investment Summit, Change Media University, the Unschooling and Peaceful Parenting Workshop, the Direct Dating Summit with Sasha Daygame, the 4th Rational Physics Conference, and an ayahuasca ceremony. For more information and to register now before it sells out, go to anarchapulco.com. Anarchapulco. Peace, love, anarchy.
And as you can see, folks, that is one heck of a lineup. I am absolutely stoked for this year's Anarchapulco because I am also happy to announce that I am now, too, going to be attending this year's conference. I was there last year, and I've now been invited to attend this year's conference. So I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm also looking forward to hooking up with a good friend of mine. This is our guest that we're going to be bringing on right now via Skype. We're going to be speaking with the one and only Luke Rudkowski of wearechange.org. Luke, man, thank you so much for joining us here today on PFT Live, brother.
Well, the dean of Change Media University is back. Thank you, Professor Dix. We've got a lot to talk about. It's been an amazing year. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm getting a little bit of feedback, but much salutations, much respect, much love to you. And yeah, man, it's been a while.
We can hear you. There's a slight bit of distortion, but we're picking you up okay. So first of all, Luke, you've been on a little bit of a slight hiatus. I don't know, for the last couple of weeks. I heard you were in a car accident. So I have to ask you, how are you doing? Have you had a full recovery yet? And are you ready to get back into the swing of kicking the New World Order's ass?
I mean, I've always been ready. I've been better than ever now. I mean, just taking some time off and to just be away from the cell phone, get physically, mentally, and spiritually right was amazing. I definitely recommend anyone out there who's listening, if you get a chance to just deplug from everything that you'd normally do and just concentrate on yourself to make yourself a better person, to listen to yourself, to meditate, to properly feed yourself, to work out, to exercise. I also had like medical rehab and a whole bunch of medical procedures and all that other stuff. But other than that, I am better than ever. Ready for anything. I just got back, 2 days ago, a day ago, and I'm already just antsy. I'm ready to go, and I have enough energy to do anything, and nothing is impossible, and I'm stoked. I'm pumped. I can't say anything else.
I love this concept of an electronic detox. I honestly think that's a good idea to do. I mean, people know when we're being poisoned by the food and the air and the water, it's good to detox your body. I mean, we know it's healthy to do that. Well, we're surrounded by electronics, and getting away from that every now and then, maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks, is definitely a good and healthy thing that you can do.
Yeah,
and
you definitely want to cleanse your mind just like you do your body. A lot of people go on these cleanse of just fruits and vegetables and all these other weird kind of like Hollywood stuff where they watch carefully what they put in their stomachs. Just like we watch what we put into our stomachs, we have to watch what we put into our heads. And a lot of times it's important just to disconnect, step back, take care of yourself. And then, I'm the type of person that looks at situations, okay, I'm in a car accident, my back is messed up, my neck's messed up, I'm really hurt. I got to go through all these different rehab programs, rehabilitation. I see that as a perfect opportunity to, take something negative and use it for something positive. And that's when I just disconnected for 2 weeks, and it was amazing and it was beautiful. And then I'm really just strongly recommended to do that. And most importantly, watch what you take care of your brain just like you do your stomach. And not a lot of people do that, but they should, and it should be a priority.
It's a very interesting topic, and this is something that we actually touched on last year during Change Media University, just the sheer importance of doing that. So for this year, Luke, well, first of all, I mean, last year's Anarchapulco, coming away from that, when you got home, after it was said and done, what was the feeling? What was the vibe? I mean, what was the response you were getting? And, what did it feel like after you came home from that conference?
Well, I never really came home. I just kept on the road and then explored Mexico, and then ended up having to leave after, what was it, a month and a half after I got bed bugs in Mexico City in a really bad hostel, and there's a bunch of pulque and a bunch of crazy nights, and there's a whole different story. But overall, like after leaving Anarchapulco last year and continuing my travels, I was re-engaged. Like I was on top of everything. I felt energized. I felt amazing. I felt incredible. I was able to reach out to 50 wonderful, amazing individuals. That's the limit that of students we had last year that we set the limit on. And I was able to personally work with them. I was able to personally train them. I was able to work out a lot of their problems, and I was able to get their feedback on everything that I'm doing and that they're doing. And we were able to collectively come together and help each other out in an amazing, beautiful way. And last year, one of the best conferences. I mean, I'm not just saying this just to say it because it's coming up. Seriously, I go to conferences every month. I go to at least like 3 every month. Anarchapulco, seriously, was one of the best conferences out there. A little bit chaotic, a little bit unorganized, to be honest with you, but that made it that much more wonderful, that much more unexpected, that much more just fun and wild, but also just such a great place for personal growth, spiritual growth, and just to, be in not only beautiful weather, but be around beautiful human beings and beautiful minds, and be able to have that exchange with one another. I remember, last year I made sure that, every student that me, you, and James Corbett were teaching one-on-one, I came up to him afterwards and I talked to him. I'm like, tell me the good, tell me the bad. How can I improve this? We got no complaints at all. Everyone was 100% satisfied. Everyone, and we could have done more. Like when we were sitting there, we're like, crap, we still didn't do this. We still didn't do this. We still didn't do this. We went on for, 8 hours?
Yeah.
And we did everything. We were running outside, doing football training drills that we made to relate to journalism somehow. We did laughing yoga. We did tequila shots. We did push-ups. We did drills and exercises. We did different scenarios that would have unfolded and played out. We had so much fun. It was so engaging. It was exhausting being able to get everything out, but there was still so much more we wanted to get out. But it was just a wonderful experience being able to see, other individuals take what you're giving them and apply it and to use it and to be appreciative and to be grateful for it. So it was just really just a very humbling, amazing, beautiful experience, to say the least.
Well, this year they're really stepping up their game. Jeff's putting a lot of effort into this, and we have a lot of new, fantastic speakers on the bill. Is there anybody looking for
drug agent in all of the United States who said, screw it, I'm going to make videos teaching you how not to get busted now, who is now living outside of the United States. I mean, there's so many wonderful, amazing individuals that are coming to this year's conference that he's really putting up just like a whole nother level. So I'm really excited to meet a lot of the people that I never met before, interact with them, learn from them, and also collaborate with them and be able to build and grow and do something amazing.
Now, in terms this year, I mean, last year we, as you said, we put on a course. It was a course that you launched, Change Media University, and myself and James Corbett were there to help you put this on. We'll be doing the same thing this year, and potentially working with some other people getting involved there. Tell people what can they expect for this year's course? I want to give people a little bit of a taste as well. We'll cut to a video after this and show them what they missed from last year. But what are some of the things that you got in store for this year?
Well, Change Media University was originally launched as a way to help aspiring YouTubers, aspiring journalists to kind of get their start, to learn from previous people who made a lot of mistakes and get a head start in the business by teaching them virtually every aspect of starting your own independent media, having your own business, being your own boss, and working for yourself. And when we started teaching it, I was like, I don't want this. Okay, here is exhibit A, and then you walk around the security guard this way and you tell them this and you look. I didn't want it to be boring technical talk, so I kind of improvised. I studied a lot of self-help books. I studied a lot of NLP, a lot of human psychology, a lot of life hacking books. And then we also imply that. And I've been doing that a lot more since last year. So last year, it was just a whole inclusion into not only having the right tools, not only having the right experience, not only having the right paths and avenues to get what you want, but it was also a path to work on yourself, to kind of change yourself before you change the world, to do things for all, intrinsic reasons, for real reasons, to really make an impact, to really do something. And it evolved into a bigger self-help kind of scenario as well, with that technical side, as well as teaching people journalism. So anyone who's interested, it's not just for aspiring journalists. It could be anyone who wants better interpersonal skills with people, anyone who's interested in social hacking, anyone who's interested in NLP, anyone who wants to get their message out, anyone who wants to improve their business skills or their business in general. We will teach you a whole plethora of not only life hacks, spiritual hacks, but also the hacks of being able to just do what you want, when you want, independently, freely, without hurting anybody else, which follows along the principles of the whole entire conference that's happening there that day.
I mean, really, it's the be-all and end-all, the full, complete course that you could possibly take to learn how to do the things that Luke Rudkowski does and that I do, and we're going to make ourselves available there to show you these things. I want to show you a clip now from last year's Change Media University to give you just a taste of how powerful this course is, where Luke was running people around on the beaches, popping them with... I'll let the video speak for itself. This is a clip of last year's Change Media University course from Anarchapulco.
Hey, good to see you. Just a simple question. What did you mean by depopulation should have been the priority of U.S. foreign policy against the third world? How shame me. I'm not wanted for mass murder in different countries, unlike you, sir. How does it feel? All the millions, all the dictatorships, all the overthrows.
We'll be held accountable for them one way or another.
Whew. How you guys doing? All right. Good job. No matter what happens, if you want something in life and you're persistent, you will get it.
Good job. What are you doing?
All right, one person at a time. See, another lesson we got to learn. We can't all speak at the same time. One person at a time. Go. Go. Paris Hilton. What are you going to ask Paris Hilton?
Why don't you stand up for freedom? You know, people are dying worldwide. Why don't you use your influence for something good, huh? Come on.
Okay. My recommendation, we go after these questions. Less aggression.
Less aggression.
If you're walking on the beach, you could run into someone like Paris Hilton.
Right.
Right? Someone who speaks to a lot of kids.
Right.
A lot of people. She's influential.
Yeah.
Because she's influential, you have to make her a target. If you're on the beach and walking, you have to be strategic. Like, hi, Paris, I work for TMZ. Oh my God, let me just take a few photos of you. So the conflict in Syria with the U.S. funding ISIS, what's your thoughts about that?
Yeah.
Because it's Paris Hilton, you're able to bring up a question that people in the general public will want to hear, will want to know about. Because people who are just looking at Paris Hilton will now have to learn the fact that the U.S. government is financing ISIS in Syria. So you want to take advantages, even though with Paris Hilton. We got her a few months ago, and security dragged my friend out when he asked a similar question that Maverick did. Anyone else wants a question for Paris Hilton?
Paris, I heard you're good with videos. Did you take Luke's class?
All right, not the end of the run. Let's keep going, guys. Here we are. Not giving a damn. We don't give up. I tried to confront Kissinger in one venue. Fucker got away. Still got one question, but it wasn't good enough. I went after his car. And with my gear, I ran after his car for 20 blocks. I was exhausted after running 20 blocks. And then Kissinger comes out of his car. Here, I have my camera. Took the deepest breath I could. And I went, so you're Kissinger? And I went face to face with him. Like, Kissinger, so good to see you. And then he like crept up. And I was like, why are you such a mass murdering war criminal? And he's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And then he kept walking. But as he kept walking, the two lessons that we just learned before, you can't all scream at once. There's going to be no interaction, there's going to be no questions. Step number 2, Kissinger and his guard, he closed the door right behind him. A lot of times these guys hide. Sometimes We Are Change Colorado made many people hide in closets. We chase politicians in such ways they run into elevators that they don't know where they're going. They run into closets, they run away when they're confronted with the truth. If you could just demonstrate closing the door. Leave that open. See, now try to close the door. This is another very important technique. Where you're going through the door. He's going to try to close it. You put your foot in there. Yeah. And then you keep your camera there and you walk in. And remember, it's only criminal trespass if they tell you not to be there. They have to verbally tell you cannot be in this area. You have plausible deniability. After they tell you, sir, you're not allowed in here, please leave. Like, yes, sir. You have no option, this private property, you have to respect that, even though it's a public venue. So, where's the Kissinger at? All right, we're going to try. Who else? Someone new. Let me get Kissinger. All right.
Hey Kissinger, I've always wanted to meet you. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on the Ukraine situation and who's funding that, and any thoughts on that?
Very good. All right, number 1, too close to the camera.
Okay.
Simple questions. I love you. Praise. Eye contact. You praise him. He's going to stop. Shake the handshake. As you're shaking hands with him, right? You shake my hand. As you're shaking hands with him, don't let go of that handshake until he answers your questions. Right? Hold on to that hand. So, with the Ukraine situation, how does the New World Order play along with everything that's happening right now? And you keep shaking his hand, and you don't let go of his hand. Of course, you don't want to be too physical, too aggressive. You test it out. You don't, but you want to keep him there, but not be too aggressive. And the same with the door. You don't want to push it. You don't want to shove it. Just a simple leg in there. Always works. All right, let's continue our lesson. Let's get back inside. Did you guys enjoy the run?
Yeah. Let's do it again.
So there you have, folks. That is just a little taste of sure you can tell from the video, and maybe some of the parts you didn't see from the video, or some of the things like Luke mentioned when he was pouring tequila down the throats of the graduates.
Well, part of the graduation ceremony, and we also have to say we scared the crap out of all that all the local Mexicans were freaking out because they saw 40 or 50 American tourists walking around with big book bags and video cameras, not knowing what the hell was happening. Some of them started running along with us. It was funny. It was amazing. It was very interactive. But, you know, that was a part of a running course that we did. Running is also going to be a part of it, to learn how to use your equipment on the fly, on the run, in case there's a protest, in case anything's happening. We had surprise guests pop up all over the place along the route of our run, and then we handled different situations differently, whether it was security or dealing with police. We all went through the whole 9 yards of every could possibly go through if you are in the media business.
Right, and the point, of course, is to challenge the students and to put them in the similar scenarios that you find yourself when you are attempting to confront a politician or a celebrity or what have you. It's basically creating the scenarios that you're going to experience in the real world if you want to get involved in a We Are Change chapter, essentially, right?
Yeah, or even cover a protest, or even doing interviews, or even just you know, getting yourself ready for anything, and being able to be very dynamic in all sorts of ways, to be able to diversify in many different creative ways that you could express yourself and your ideas in this specific time where one person, one human being, one soul could speak truth to the world, and there's nothing that could stop them.
Now, as I understand it, Luke, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you went to school for journalism. So was that a complete waste of time? I mean, is the establishment just creating these journalists that are just churning out crap? I mean, is that what's Is that true? I mean, do you want to forget everything you learned in school, or is that why you're starting this, to get an actual education about how this stuff works?
Oh man, I got in a lot of trouble in my first semester of journalism school, and pretty much ultimately ended up getting shunned and kicked out and just rechanging my major into political science. But even in the beginning of journalism school, I was like, what is going on here? They were like, sit here, wait, you're going to have to learn this and this and this and this for 3.5 years, and you're going to do all this outdated stuff that is irrelevant now because of the internet, because of mass communications, because of social media. We're not going to teach you any of that. We're going to teach you all this other crap that's not needed, not even in the real world effective right now, but we're going to teach you all this other stuff. And then after 3.5 years, you're going to go be a journalist and go test it out and do it. I'm like, no. I was like, I wanted to go out automatically. I wanted to learn from my mistakes. I wanted to gain experience. I wanted to do something good for humanity. I wanted to get to the truth. I wanted to question politicians, and they were not having it in any way, shape, or form. It was all about working in their system, of getting in debt, of being in control, of having to be an intern for someone like Bill O'Reilly, having to get his coffee every freaking morning, not doing any ethical thing in any way, shape, or form, because you're working for a mass corporation that doesn't give a damn about anything but their advertisers and their profits, and will suppress anything based on their context and control. And who is a part of those contexts and controls? The very people that are messing up the world, and they have failed us. The mainstream media, and again, this is why I got involved in the mainstream media. Mainstream media, if you look at it, they're the ones responsible for all, if not the majority, if not all of the problems that we are facing, because they are censoring the truth. They are disinforming us. They are not investigating. They are not muckraking. They are not standing up for humanity. They are standing up and representing the views of the very elite. And the elite only gives us information that they want us to know. Obviously screwing us, and we've been screwed a lot, and people all over the world have been screwed. And the main responsibility, the main blame comes to me from the mainstream media, because if they did their job, things would be a lot more honest, a lot more ethical, and a lot better for everyone else. But they're not, because they're bought and sold. And the only way to me, really, and I've been shifting tactics from activism to journalism now to really change the world in a positive light, is to show people the truth and not tell them the truth. Let them experience it, let them feel it, let them see it, let them make their own decisions. We're all grown adults in this life, and we could all, when we have the right information, make the right path for us and humanity. It's all within our fingertips. It's all within our hands. It's only a matter of time since independent media will take over the mainstream media. They are dinosaurs. No one is paying attention to them anymore. Their numbers, their ratings are going down dramatically, and the only thing that's going up is real, live, independent media, people who are making a difference locally, and that could begin with you. No matter what you want to do, no matter what you want to accomplish, it is not out of your reach, and I'm here to help you. Last year, I told everyone, you want a refund? I'll give you a refund if you thought anything I said or did was not helpful to you. Not one single person asked for a refund. I asked everyone, tell me your complaints. Tell me what you didn't like about the program. Tell me what I could do better. The only major complaint I really had is someone who had to bring their laptop, and then the Wi-Fi cut out. That was the only major complaint. Everyone was satisfied. I believe, not only myself, but I believe in this boot camp in Change Media University. I believe that I could help you, and if I can't, I'll give your money back. I'll put my word behind everything that I do. I want, and I've been very blessed to have, just an incredible career, an incredible path, a lot of up and downs, but a lot of amazing accomplishments as well. And I want to share the wealth, and I want to see it all expand. And I want us as a whole big globe of humanity, of human beings, I want us to progress. I want us to grow. I want us to be better. And that only begins with the right information in our hands. And that starts with us getting it, doing it, and accomplishing it together.
And that's because your heart is in the right place, not like these journalists that are being pumped out of these schools who are really just pushing propaganda. I mean, I'm reminded of the time that you, myself, and Jeff Berwick, we actually infiltrated the Bilderberg Hotel, and one of those nights we were in there, we were in the smoking room, and there were a couple of big wig mainstream media executives in there, some guys from, I think, CNN, MSNBC, these kind of things. And just a personal story here, guys, these guys literally leaned into me and Luke and told us straight up, what you guys are doing is very different from what we do. I get a paycheck, I tell a story, I just go out and do what I'm told. What you guys are doing is real guerrilla journalism, and I respect what you're doing. This guy told us that off the record, admitting to us that he's a paid stooge who just gets paid to go around and report on these things. So again, this brings us back to this importance of Change Media University, where this is an educational platform that's churning out real activists, real journalists, real people who are going to create actual change in the world. So absolutely, I'm absolutely stoked and excited about this. Luke, tell people where they can get involved. I mean, if people are listening to this show right now and going, yes, I want to do what Luke Rudkowski does. I want to get into this. I want to take this 8-hour course at this conference. How do they do it?
Well, you can definitely go to wearechange.org/store or just wearechange.org and click on Change Media University. The link to Anarchapulco is going to be there. You can get tickets on the website, wearechange.org, but just by clicking Change Media University. Definitely check it out. If you don't like it, if you're not happy with it, you'll get a full refund from me right away. But be prepared for an all-day, probably, 8 hours? I don't know.
Well,
we may go even longer.
It's called a
but be
boot camp
prepared
for
for anything and everything, and I'm willing to work with you, and I'm willing to do a whole bunch of insane things that I think could really just propel all of us to the next level of, just doing amazing stuff.
Absolutely. Again, it comes down to networking with the like-minded people and learning from the people who have been doing this for well over a decade. So, Luke, man, I'll leave it at that for today. I know you're a busy guy. I'm really looking forward to linking up with you there next month in Mexico. So thanks again for coming on, man. Change.org, and of course he's going to be putting on Change Media University as well as myself, teaching an 8-hour course there in Mexico to show how it is that we do the things that we do. And in fact, if you're interested in attending the conference itself, it goes for 3 days. It's from February 19th to the 21st, and tickets are available at anarchapulco.com. And if you go there to register, you can actually save 10% off of your conference ticket. Our efforts. So please check out the website, anarchapulco.com. And if you want to get some tickets, be sure to enter promo code PFT. That is all for this week, ladies and gentlemen, for PFT Live. I want to once again thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you right back here. Same time, same channel. Keep fighting the good fight, my friends.